we're live?
You're only supposed to button your top button.
Yeah.
You never
I
button
I only do the middle.
You never button.
Oh, wait. No, mine's only got 2.
You only button the top button on any suit jacket.
Aren't you supposed to unbutton it while you're sitting?
While you're sitting, you unbutton it.
Yeah.
But whenever you stand, you button the top one. That's it.
Oh, okay.
3 buttons, you leave these 2 unbuttoned.
I mean, if you want to get technical, you're not really supposed to wear a design tie with a design shirt, too. So.
No, you are.
Really?
Yeah, you are. That's
Oh.
fine. This is not probably fine. This combination is not probably.
Yeah, you're wearing, well,
But
not
also-
really polka dots, but there's definitely some stripes.
This is like this.
Oh my
turns
God,
into
I
a
love
total
that jacket,
peacock jacket.
Oh, we are live.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was going to see if
Yeah,
I
on
could... Hey, look at that! Look at that! I got it right here, man. Alan's poking at Marshall's phone.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
All right.
I'm showing off my
Is anybody
jacket.
watching? Oh, shit, we
there's
got 3
two
people
viewers.
watching. I guess I should come sit down.
Giving lessons on how to button a jacket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
switch
we're learning
this around.
today.
Good evening, Mr. Crawford.
Good evening, Mr. Graham.
I forgot your last name.
Good evening, Mr. Elmore.
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 Yeah.
Elmore.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good
Elmore?
evening. We have a special guest host tonight. It is the Men with Ties show. We're welcoming Mr. Alan Elmore, formerly with the American Classifieds or Thrifty Nickel.
Oh.
He's now on
Thanks
a
for
new
having
venture. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks
appreciate
for
it.
coming
Welcome on the show.
Appreciate it,
Welcome
guys.
to our library. Make sure to keep
Yeah.
it quiet, otherwise
Thank
the librarian's going to come out here and beat us with a book.
Nice. I'm alright with this, maybe.
Fake books.
Thick.
Is that
Yeah,
what 2
he's
C's are
on
for?
a new adventure. We're going to go over some of that tonight. Some of the local economy in the Four Corners.
And the Monoliths.
The Monoliths.
Oh, okay.
I love the one in Shiprock. Have you seen that one?
No.
No, it's just a piece of galvanized steel against a rock.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, Alan, and we'll get the show started.
Cool. My name is Alan Elmore. I'm a father of 2 young boys here in Farmington. My wife's Micah Elmore. We've run local businesses for about... That's okay. I was just curious about what was happening here.
Sorry, I do
for-
stuff like that.
That's
We're gonna
okay.
open the book.
For about, let me see, how long have we been here? 12 years now
Oh, wow.
in Farmington, and I am originally from the area, but I moved away and then brought my wife back with me.
Yes, first.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
We don't have another
Ho,
statement.
ho, ho.
We get
And so yeah, my parents founded the Thrifty Nickel here, and I worked with them for a while. I had a marketing company called Pro Marketing, a promotion and marketing company. Done a few other things over the years. A lot of community service
That's
stuff.
cool.
Might need some help there.
Yeah, it's
There we
alright.
go.
That's a little. It's a little tough.
It's
though.
got a
You
big
know,
top.
martini glasses are like the worst invention.
Yeah, but
They really
they're
are.
stainless steel, and
I think it's a trick. I think it's like a built-in DUI or drunk test. You know, like you, sir, have had enough to drink.
You know what we need, Marshall? We need stainless steel.
Shot glasses?
What? I was gonna say olives.
Oh, okay. Why would we have stainless
Just
steel
hearing them
olives?
dinging around in there.
Ding, ding, ding.
You should put grapes in there.
Grapes.
Yeah.
Oh, Alan coming in with the good
There
ideas.
you go.
I don't have any grapes, but I got grape tomatoes.
No,
That could be interesting.
No tomatoes, please.
I don't even have toothpicks.
So, local economy. I know you have a good hand in a lot of things. A 4x4 show.
Mhm.
Like, what are your thoughts? Where we're headed? Where we need to go?
That's
What
a-
we need to do.
Dude, that's a deep topic. I was in a meeting today with some people, a Zoom meeting, obviously, because that's all we do nowadays.
Is this the most you've been around people in the past few months?
He sells houses.
Yes.
Yeah, but-
Yeah, this is it. I've been social distancing otherwise. Should we be wearing masks? We all got tested yesterday, right?
I mean, they
We're
don't
good.
know where we're filming.
This morning.
It's true. We're all family.
Yeah.
We all live together,
We live
so it
together.
doesn't
They,
matter.
they scrubbed the
House.
back of my brain, man.
Anyway, like we had a good meeting. I think there's a lot of good people fighting for Farmington. I think Farmington's got some things coming up that it's going to have to deal with, and some things it's dealt with over the last couple of years.
Right.
The fallout of the oil and gas economy here has been rough.
And it's just been year after year after year.
Yeah,
It's not
man.
come back up since what, 2012?
It's been a while.
2004 was a big.
Oh,
like,
He said
Enron.
2012.
Right. It was,
Yeah, it was
When
positive.
because I worked for my dad's oil field company for a while, and I watched it kind of go up and down. But since the 50s, it's done this.
Yeah.
It's done this.
It has, and Farmington's recovered
Oh, every time.
every time.
There's
Although
always
this-
been companies come back in, and right now it does look bleak. but we have to find, I think, something different.
I think every time it looks bleak, though.
Yeah, it does.
Every time you just look at the economy and especially if you're in oil and gas,
Right. It's
you're
even worse.
I mean, it's hard to say, you know what, I don't have a job right now, I can't pay my bills right now, but
Right.
things are going to pick up.
Well, a lot of that right now is due to the pandemic and whatnot. There's a lot of people who are like, well, I can't afford nothing because they don't have a job on top of everything that's going on. So it's not just the oil economy in this area that's been shut down, it's everything else.
Right.
So this meeting I was in today, this group is going to start putting on a series of classes. That's all right.
Make sure you can hear us. Nobody said anything.
A series of classes and whatnot. It's going to be called Unemployed to Entrepreneur. So it's gonna kind of give people direction. If, let's say, maybe you're not currently unemployed, but maybe you foresee it in the future. Let's say I'm in coal, right?
Right.
Coal's not gonna last forever.
No.
Let's be honest here. It's not gonna last forever. There's new technology that's gonna replace it. How do I go from coal to something else? So it's gonna be from unemployed to entrepreneur, and it's gonna teach people how to, I don't know, set up an LLC, get funding for a company, find investors, work out. Financing's a big part, banking's a big part, setting up your corporation's a big part, hiring employees, doing day-to-day business, finding a niche in the market is a big part. And so that's a big part of what we're going to be doing, is showing people that, you know, losing your business like I did this year is not the end of. It's not the end.
You get up and you start over.
You get up and you start over.
Else. You don't quit going.
You jump in with both feet.
Right.
You know, and so it can be depressing though. It can. It's a kick in the balls for sure. Right. Are we allowed to cuss on this?
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
We're keeping it. Yeah.
PG-13.
No, we're adults.
TVMA.
Okay, TVM.
We're just a hair away from AAA.
So like kicking the balls. Kicking the balls is okay.
That's fine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So when you lose your company, you lose your job. It's a kick in the balls.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's tough starting over. I know. I worked for my dad's company for 11 years, and one day it was gone. I mean, wasn't getting paid and had to find something else.
Yep.
And it took a good 6 months to find something else.
It can be difficult. It's better to prepare ahead too.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I did. Before I started my new career, I started looking, but I was making sure I was stable at my old job. I was looking around. I went from UPS in Durango to the Sheriff's Department here in San Juan County, and then Automax and Dodge. And I went through and did interviews. I did the testing for the Sheriff's Department, and eventually I just wound up at the Dodge dealership because they're the only ones that really called me back. And so I just made sure that I had something secured before I just left my old job.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, sales is a good thing to go into. Like I saw a meme the other day that said, I can't make a certain amount without having an 8-year degree.
Yeah.
When you look at a salesperson.
Yeah.
I mean, hardly any college or whatever.
It does take the right personality, though, man.
It does.
Yeah, not everybody can be a salesperson.
Oh, yeah.
You have to work hard and you have to like people.
Yeah. And you have to be able to deal with rejection a lot.
Some people are hard to like.
Yeah, a lot of rejection.
There are some people that are hard to like. I truly, my main goal in my job is to help as many people as I can. Some people will not let you help them. They will not.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how nice you are, how transparent, how friendly, doesn't matter. They just know that you're against them. You're not on their side.
That's a nice thing about owning your own company too. Is somebody I spoke with when I first got into my new career said, you have to be willing to just walk away from a deal sometimes because for your own mental sanity, for your own peace of mind, you have to be able to just I walk away from one.
That's not an option in my job.
And I mean, when you work for somebody else, it's not an option. But you know, eventually, I mean, if I were in car sales, eventually my goal would be to own car dealership.
No, I don't want to own a dealership. I see the stress my bosses go through. I'm not into that.
Right. Well, you can use the sales experience to move up too.
Yeah.
But another thing is
it would be to own a sports bar.
There you go. That's actually the point.
Basketball.
Right. Then have John Tapper.
One day I want to
Second
own a
floor.
sports bar.
That was the point I was going to make, because you also have to figure out if you're going to start a business, you got to make sure that it's something that's in demand in your area.
Yeah.
Because we've had a few things like the gaming things that have come up, and
Uh-huh.
I don't feel like the gaming industry is that big around here. There's the one VR place in the mall.
Not with online games.
Yeah, and then there's that other place that I don't know what
Right.
it is.
The problem-
Gigabyte or something?
The problem I see with society with games
forget
is that nobody wants to get together anymore. They don't want to sit down and play board games. They want to stay home. They don't want to contact
Yeah,
anybody.
I know. I
They
keep
don't
inviting
want
you over to
shopping.
game night, and you're like, oh, I'm under a car. Oh, I'm building a
I
bathroom.
work a lot, okay? I have like 3 different jobs.
Be like, maybe next time. Oh, you can make time for this.
But no, you've got to continue to evolve and continue to get better and bring other things in, because one thing could be good today and tomorrow it's gone.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
No,
And I see a lot of small businesses. There's a lot, especially like in the Bloomfield, Farmington area, there's a lot of small businesses that try to start up that just can't make it because it's not what the area is demanding. There's no demand for
Well, I
whatever.
mean, let's just think for a second though. What's going to be some post-COVID niches that are like people could fill for a business? Just off of the top of your head, for instance, restaurants. What do we not have? We're not going to have an Italian restaurant now because Bernardo's closed.
They shut them down?
No, they
No.
closed down.
They're moving out.
They're leaving. So Bernardo's
Okay.
closed. Sorry, bad news.
I mean, we've got
Anybody
Olive
watching?
Garden,
But
There's no
okay, so
privately owned.
there's no privately owned Italian restaurants, so there's a
Right.
niche to be filled.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Someone
Yeah.
will build
yeah, absolutely, somebody could fill it.
it. Right.
What about Indian food? Indian
We
food.
I
don't
don't think we don't have a single Indian restaurant in
No,
town.
no.
Not that I'm aware
Is
of.
it-
Not that I know of.
No, we don't.
No
Ringo
Indian food.
had one, but I
I've
don't know
never
if
even
they're
had
still
Indian
open.
food.
No.
They were on the end of the not Main Street, downtown.
Ethiopian food. I'm just
Right.
naming different types of restaurants.
Right.
I mean, without going into like just in restaurants, we could talk about stores that we don't have here that we could use.
Right.
Martial arts classes for kids.
Mhm.
There's not a lot.
I mean, we used to have
Breaking
karate
news.
in
Hold on.
Kirkland.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna interrupt
We
you
don't
for
have
just a
that
second. Marshall, check this out.
What are you doing?
It's got a fancy little pull thing.
Oh,
I hope it's a twist off. Oh, it is.
I really do.
Unfortunately.
It is.
I hope it's my fingers.
Just
I'm
gushing
bleeding,
blood on
my
the
own
show.
blood.
Bleeding, my only weakness.
My only weakness, huh? What you get
My
about
only
balls
one.
with
But
the
anyway,
heart?
what I'm saying is that I think that the potential for
Dude,
Farmington
this
is
is freaking
there.
amazing.
As long as there's a
It
demand
is, I think.
for
And
things, for restaurants, for
right.
activities, for
Farmington in a whole isn't that bad a place to live. I mean, you
Oh, no.
have major
No, it's
cities
cool.
8 hours away.
Yeah.
Cost of living's low.
That's what
for
I-
now, powers and utilities are low.
And that's
Who
what I
knows where
always
that's
say
gonna go.
about Farmington. It's
Um,
it's not that bad a place to live because you're only a few hours away from everywhere that you might want to be.
Yeah.
You're right,
Right.
smack in the middle of I mean, you got Denver that's about 8
You've
hours
got
away.
$1 million views.
Mhm.
You've got
I do.
hiking, the lake,
Mhm.
Navajo Lake. You can ask people from all over the world, and they'll tell you Navajo
Quality
Lake is one of
waters.
the
It's a
best
nice lake.
lakes
Yeah.
in the world.
Quality
there's good
waters.
rafting right through here. We have
Right.
2
Mhm.
rivers. Best 4-wheeling, maybe
Oh, yeah.
anywhere in the world other than Moab.
I was about to say maybe
And-
Moab.
Other
I've
than
been to
Moab.
Moab, and every time I go to Choke Cherry, I break something.
Yeah, Choke Cherry is
Something-
Choke
Choke
Cherry's
Cherry is
rough.
tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
We have dunes here too.
Right.
So if you're into that kind of stuff like sand dunes and
Mhm.
and 4-wheelers and whatnot, you go to the dunes and play around.
In a whole, Farmington's really not all that bad. It's just we're kind of behind the times as far as thinking is concerned, if you get where I'm going.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people who aren't open to new ideas, which just
Right.
comes back into that
But
It's
there's-
like the whole conversation today where
They're scared to
on
change.
on Facebook they're talking about opening downtown. They're like, we're having the grand opening Friday.
Right.
Mhm.
People are like, Farmington will never figure out roundabouts.
Oh, see, and yeah,
I've been
yeah,
down
I had
there. It's
that.
great.
Like you can't
It
figure
works.
out a
It works.
roundabout.
It works.
Right.
I was
Yes, it
down there.
does.
I was
It
down
works
there.
great. It's
Just-
a fantastic idea.
I was joking. I was like, what do you think happened? Or these same type of people poo-pooed red lights or like lights whenever they first started happening.
Right.
They were like the first stoplights in Farmington. People
Right.
are like, people from Farmington will never be able to figure out these stoplights. You know?
That is so true. It's so
And
true.
you know, I can attest to whoever it was that said that to you because I was just downtown earlier today, going through the roundabouts.
Uh-huh.
I made it through. How many are there now? There's three or four. They look amazing, minus that one big oblong one.
It's different.
It's a little different.
But if you're going the right speed limit, it's fine.
Right. And I was getting through it just fine, but I know how to work a roundabout. There's one guy in a truck who was trying to get into the roundabout, and he just stopped. He was trying to treat it like a red light, and it's like, no, just go, man.
Just go, bro.
Yield.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you ever been downtown Farmington, like we probably all have, with the old light system, how hard was it to turn around? Like, oh my god, this is
very
horrible.
difficult.
Now you just flip around.
I do like that.
And if you didn't get the timing of the lights just right,
you're there.
You were there all. You were. I mean, it took forever to get through downtown.
Oh yeah.
And it's way worse. They're talking about the accidents that can happen in a roundabout. I mean, somebody might get stuck, but accidents at a stoplight are awful.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's getting T-boned.
Boom. Yeah.
Nobody's getting T-boned hard at a roundabout.
Not getting T-boned with a big.
I mean, if they don't understand which way to go, then that could be head on.
You could.
Somebody's going backwards.
The concrete barricade.
Yeah.
You're not going to T-bone a car.
And also, a testament to the roundabouts. The one they put up on Foothills.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Have you seen the tire marks?
Yeah, somebody went right
there. And now they put it at the top of a blind hill.
Yeah.
Well, whose idea was that? And now they've got the bricks all the way around it so that you can't go through it. You just crash into it. Genius!
Lesson learned.
Right. Had a few friends be like, well, the drunk people down there. I've been down there a few times. I haven't seen as many drunk people there. Since they got rid of the hotels that were like harboring people that were decrepit and burned down anyway. Been a lot less people.
They also had shelters down there, and the shelters have been moved.
Okay, that makes sense.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was a big move. So
that helps.
Yeah, but you have drunks everywhere. Go to any downtown.
Yeah, Durango.
Dude,
Durango.
I got jumped in downtown Albuquerque.
You got jumped?
Really?
Yeah, some friends and I we got jumped.
I got to see your friends jump you. I was like,
no,
that's better.
That's messed up. I actually got hit on the back of the head with a bottle, broken over the back of my head. Yeah.
And then they took your wallet.
No.
They just beat your ass.
Just got beat up.
That's messed up. I would have at least taken your wallet.
Make
it worth the effort.
Yeah.
So,
reason.
I wanted to give a big plug for Alan. If you're looking to sell your home, buy a home, he's the guy to go to. He's going to listen to you. He's going to get the job done. So if you're looking, Alan, if you want to give a little spiel
I
of the new
appreciate that.
adventure, he's going to take care of you for sure.
Thank you. I spent 25 years in marketing and advertising. We operated our business using the golden rule. So I say the golden rule. I call it empathetic reciprocity, meaning I try to feel what another person is going for and see life through their eyes, and try to deal with other people how I would want to be treated, in their situation. So I've operated a business that way for a long time. I've operated a few businesses that way, and they've worked out well. I think real estate is really begging for more people that treat other people how they would want to be treated.
They deal in people, not houses.
Yeah.
I mean, you could apply that to any company, any industry.
You absolutely can.
As long as you're not putting them in your shoes, you're putting yourself in their shoes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And seeing what they want. Listen to understand, not to respond.
So we know buying and selling a house is the second most stressful thing next to death of a family member.
Right.
So it's very stressful. It's high stress, and you're dealing with people going through. I mean, it's very difficult sometimes, and I've only been in it 2.5 months, and few of the situations I've been in with people, you can just the way people treat each other is awful in this industry sometimes, and I'm not just talking about other realtors, other people in the industry who some lenders, some appraisers, some
everybody's out to help themselves.
They're just and it's almost like they're getting paid by the hour, if you know what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
It's like they're just there to make their check, and it's day-to-day work, and they don't remember what it's like, or maybe have never experienced what it's like to buy or sell a house.
Yeah.
And so you live in a house for a long time.
Right.
You own a house. You put your heart and soul into it. You repair the roof. You work on the yard. You take care of the house. It's where you see your children grow up.
Yeah.
And then you go to sell that house, and people just treat you like shit. And you're selling a piece of yourself.
Yeah,
you
there's
really
a lot
are.
of sentimental value in the
There
home.
is. It's part of your family, and it has been for a long time. Or you're going to buy a house,
Right.
And maybe it's your first house, which is quite an experience in and of itself because you've never owned a house before. So there's a testament to that situation and putting yourself in that situation for the first time. You're growing up. You've worked hard to get to that point in your life, and people just don't respect you for it. Or you're buying a new house and you're upgrading. People don't respect what these people have gone through to get to this point.
Right.
And I feel that that's what's lacking in this industry. And I'm not saying that there's nobody in the industry that's taking care of that. There's a lot of really good realtors out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good realtors out there.
The one that we were working with, I don't know if you know her, Stacy Johnson.
Oh, she's one of the good realtors
nice
out there.
lady.
I should just mention that Stacy Johnson, if you're watching this, she is she is awesome.
She was helping us out real well, and it eventually got to the point that we were, with my income the way I'm at right now, because I haven't been at my job long enough. She's like, why don't you guys give it a year, get that bit more of an income, or not income, commission on your bank. Yeah,
you have to have history.
Job history,
You gotta have a bank account,
and then we'll
you gotta
try it
put
again
money in
next
there.
year.
Yeah.
Nice.
And her, just
Stacy's the kind of person that's going to follow up with you too.
Exactly.
And then she actually cares about you getting into a house. And that's what I think a lot of realtors, I can't say I think a lot of realtors, but there's realtors out there that just want to sell you a house.
Right.
They just want to make money.
They just want to sell you a house. There's car dealers out there that just want to sell you a
There
car.
sure is, yep.
Marshall.
Service after the sale. Hey, I've done really well in car sales.
Right?
And
So-
it goes down to like what you said. You treat people like people.
Yeah.
Like they would like you would like to be treated.
Right.
But don't put them in your shoes. Put yourself in their shoes. Why are they here? What do they need?
A car.
Them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't even need a car.
Sometimes
They're
they
just
don't.
there.
Yeah. They just want a car.
I mean, yeah. But if you actually genuinely care and you listen to what they say, you're not just like, oh yeah, here, take this.
All right, stop talking so I can say my thing.
Have you experienced a situation where somebody was trying to buy a car and you have to say, you know what? I realize you can technically afford this car, but I don't think it's a good idea.
All the time.
You know?
Yeah, I had that just last week.
Yeah,
I've sat down and we've done
qualified.
a budget. Right.
Yeah.
I've sat down and done a budget with someone. We've wrote down all the bills, and I'm like, look at it.
Yeah.
I laid it out on paper so they could see it.
Yeah.
Because the one
This
thing
could be a bad situation. Look, somebody gets sick, and all of a sudden you're not going to be able to make a car payment. That's going to be bad. That's a bad situation.
So I actually had this just last week. Super nice ladies. I've worked with them before. It's actually that lady I was mentioning earlier. Her mother. Super nice lady.
Super nice.
Yeah, so they were thinking about getting a second vehicle that we had, which was only going to be like a $200 payment. But they didn't think about the insurance on top of that as well. So we guesstimated what the insurance would be on it. It was a Chevy Spark. Little like $8,000 car. Super nice car. If you want an $8,000 car, stop by Advantage Dodge. I'll sell it to you. But yeah, so we were going over her budget, all of her bills and everything, and between this second car payment, because I'd already sold them a Journey a while back, between this second car payment and the insurance and everything, they're going to be $50 over what their monthly income is. And there was no way around it because they couldn't find cheaper insurance. We couldn't go any cheaper on the vehicle payment or anything like that, and so we were just like, hey gals, I mean, it's I really appreciate you coming in, but I don't want to put you guys in a hole that you're not able to get yourselves out of without getting a repo and messing your credit up even more.
They repo, they won't buy it from you again.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the truth is, though, there are people out there that would have sold them that car.
Right.
There are people out there that would have sold them that house.
And
so,
I mean, I'm not going to sit down and go through everybody's budget, but if I'm truly concerned, like if I get a feeling, and I get feelings, if I get a feeling that somebody might be getting in over their head, I'll sit down with them and we'll take a look at things just to see what's going on.
Well, I think it's just a good policy with houses. So you go to a lender and you go to a lender before you go shopping for houses, and you get pre-qualified. And that lender says you can afford up to $200,000. Well, I think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea to max out your budget on a house.
Yeah, definitely
because things break on houses.
Yes.
Roofs.
Yes, they do.
And the things that break on cars aren't half as expensive as the things that break on houses.
And people don't
The
even
roof
wanna
goes
fix
out on a
those.
house is $10,000 to $15,000.
Right.
You know,
Huge.
it's huge.
Right.
The foundation. Whoa! If you have a foundation issue,
Don't buy the house.
you're out so much money though afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Always get a good inspection.
Yes.
Always.
Well, that's pretty much guaranteed in the process right now. You get an inspector, get a good inspector. And that's another thing you learn in this business is there are good people to work with and easy people to work with and people who bring their A game, and there's people that are not so good to work with, you know, and I think that's something you learn with experience from any job probably. But I'm only 2.5 months in, so I'm still figuring out who's good and who's not good, and
right.
you know.
But you're getting there. And
it's a learning process. I hope I'm I hope I'm a good person to work with. You know, one thing I pride myself on is that I don't procrastinate anything. So I expedite the process on my end as much as possible. So there's a lot of paperwork involved in buying a house. There's a lot of dealing with lenders or dealing with title company or this or that. Right. And nobody's ever waiting on me.
That's good.
That's what I want. That's like when I came into this business, I was like, I don't want anybody to wait on me. I want to be the guy who's waiting on the buyer or the seller or the lender or the title company or the appraiser or the inspector or whatever. I'm waiting on them, and I'm putting a little fire under their ass too. You know, I'm not just waiting on them and quietly. I'm trying to move the process forward.
Yeah,
the whole time.
Let's get this bread.
Absolutely.
Take the stress off people. So I know.
Take the stress off people.
You're always thinking, well, it's kind of like when someone calls in and does a credit app and you don't get back to them like 2 days, 3 days later.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to sell that person.
No.
They're going to think about it all night.
Now, have you, okay, I've had this multiple times. Somebody will actually fill out the credit app and send it in online application, and you go to talk to them, you go to try and, you know, because they'll give you an email and a cell phone number and all that. Right. You try every method and you never hear from them. Do you have that happen?
It happens quite often.
I don't understand why.
People get cold feet. I mean, they'll do it, and if they know,
it's possible they filled out a bunch of credit apps
or they did fill out a bunch, and it got shotgunned to different dealerships. That happens too.
I always hate when that happens, when somebody's come through and they've shopped at so many different places.
Right,
and
it doesn't help.
It doesn't help.
But a lot of people have already been told by someone, "Hey, you've got bad credit," and they didn't care about the person. They didn't build any hope in them. They didn't tell them how to fix it. They just said, "You're bad, done." So at that point, they're like, "Well, nobody's gonna help me.
Yeah,
I'm horrible," and shit happens. People have medical bills, you have accidents, whatever. Every time, or some people will go through, bad credits part or whatever. Doesn't mean you treat the person like shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't mean you put them down.
Oftentimes, some people's financial situation isn't even their own fault.
Exactly.
Was it Damien Boudreaux? You know him, right?
Yeah,
he was talking about his medical bills and everything, and that was something that was completely out of his control. But his credit,
no, but I know medical bills are that way. My wife used to work for a collection agency.
Yeah.
She couldn't hang out very long because most of the collections she was doing were people who had battled cancer or somebody whose wife had died from cancer.
Right.
You know, I mean,
they had no way to pay that back,
or they're paying it, but it's slow and it still goes to collection.
Right. And it's what. Yeah. I forgot my point I was making. But
you make good points though, but not everybody's credit woes are their own fault.
Yeah, it's not their own fault.
No.
Sometimes
you guys go ahead and put those people in your pipeline though, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If you keep calling them and being nice to them, they will buy it.
You can even work with them until their credit is better. It might take a year or it might take 2 years.
Hey, do this, go get this taken care of.
Like Stacy working with you. If she keeps working with you, eventually you're going to buy a house from her.
Absolutely.
And she's a great realtor.
And what
I'm not even kidding.
Is you actually make a friend. It's not just a customer. You make a lifelong friend that, hey, he helped me get to that point.
Yeah. Well, referral is going to be a huge way I run my business because, like I said, I've been in marketing and advertising for a long time. So I've done business in Farmington for decades. I've worked with people here for a long time, and I haven't screwed anybody over.
Right.
If I screwed something up, which I have, I made it right.
Absolutely.
So people know that. They know those two things about me,
right? And
that transfers into this, and so it's a referral business. And so now I can use those referrals. I can get referrals from those people, or help those people buy or sell houses, and then work on getting referrals that way. And I think referrals are probably the most important form of advertising.
Oh yeah, word of mouth.
Yep.
Basically.
I hate to say word of mouth because word of mouth. Like negative word of mouth is the biggest word of mouth.
You're right.
For
every bad thing, I think there's like 4. You might get one good things said about you or something like that or something.
Negative word of mouth spreads a lot faster, that's for sure.
Right. People will hold on to the negativity.
Yep.
Let's see what the comments are coming in. We've got Taylor saying hello.
I read some. Probably my favorite one so far is Dilly Dilly.
Dilly Dilly.
Dilly Dilly.
Dilly Dilly.
That's when you open that, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
Probably.
Could be.
Dilly dilly.
Yeah. Lag. I blame lag, but it's me being too lazy to actually go
We've
look.
got 1 minute left.
A whole
Pretty
minute? Dude, did we
Let's
stay
go
on
over
subject
Monoliths.
a whole show?
So we can't do the monoliths. Can we get really fast into the monoliths?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
Yeah.
so original one was back in the canyons of Utah. Does anybody know exactly where?
Yes, it was west of Moab.
West of Moab.
Moab.
Yeah, it was the I want to say the park rangers or forest rangers. Park rangers?
That found it?
Yeah,
Helicopter
know.
crew.
helicopter
Was
crew.
it?
They
Okay.
found
And
it
it was
originally.
removed by 4 gentlemen because they didn't want all the trash because people were going to see it.
Yeah.
I
Even
thought
though
it mysteriously
these guys
disappeared.
leave their little hooks in every rock in Moab because they're climbers.
climbing, yeah. But I mean,
So-
somebody's gonna come
And
by
then
and try
where
to
was
climb out
it?
again. later.
Romania?
Right.
After
Yeah,
that?
there's a second one in Romania.
I think
Same
there's
structure.
been 4 total.
Albuquerque.
I
Albuquerque.
still like the one in Shiprock though. That's my favorite
That
so
one is
far.
fake.
I love that the one in Albuquerque got tagged and then ripped down by like a mob.
Hey, I mean, if
Berkey.
you want to go go vacation in Albuquerque.
Nice.
We have nothing but good stories so far.
Albuquerque's a crazy town.
It really is.
It's nuts.
You know, so I went down there. I don't know if I already talked about this on the show. We went down there not too long ago, and it was right after the riots. And we weren't thinking.
Oh,
My wife, she wanted some frozen yogurt, and I typed in frozen yogurt on the navigation on my phone, and it took us downtown. And we were cruising around and like, there's a lot of broken glass around here. And then I saw a dude with a bat, and I was like, hey, we need to leave. We need to leave.
if you get dropped off by an
Exit
Uber
stage left.
downtown Albuquerque, the Uber and Lyft drop off is next to the Clean Needle Exchange.
Oh my gosh.
It is in like
Wow.
it's like right across from the Clean Needle Exchange. So that is the only spot where they drop people off on weekends. So basically, what they do in Albuquerque on weekends is they shut down the street so that people can just walk around and go from club to club and walk out in the street and whatnot. So if you get an Uber or Lyft drop off, Clean Needle Exchange is where they do it.
That's
the
crazy.
drop off point.
We're gonna say don't use Uber in Albuquerque.
Yeah, I've only ever. I don't.
It
even
works
know if
out. It's all right. It's an interesting experience.
I don't know if it was Uber or Lyft. I've only ever done it once. Dude was driving a clapped out Chrysler 300, and I was like, "Hey man, you can let me out."
Yeah.
I'm alright with
it was
that.
it was a little nasty.
Did it bump? Oh.
No, it was gross.
It wasn't clean or
It
anything.
wasn't clean.
Oh. Everyone I've been in, it was clean so far.
So fun fact, when you order DoorDash, sometimes your food comes in very nasty cars.
Mm-hmm.
And they're smoking. And it's, I've seen some pretty gnarly deliveries.
Dang.
And some pretty pissed off coworkers.
That's why I always go for Domino's pizza.
Right.
There's the only people that's got it
Like
right so
this
far.
one guy's like, I don't know, my girlfriend has a job, I just drive for her, and he's all smoking and
Oh,
has the food in his hand and he's all grungy looking, and I'm like, I would not eat that.
But back to the monoliths. Do we think that I've not really been keeping up on it? I don't really watch the news or anything. Is it like an art thing? Is it something?
There's an artist that took
extraterrestrial.
An artist took credit for it.
Are we still on the monoliths?
Yeah,
Oh.
he took credit.
We took a left in Albuquerque.
He said, I forget his nickname, the most famous artist or something like that. He calls himself that.
I mean,
don't stay on Manal Boulevard. What happened on Manal Boulevard? Let us know.
Or don't.
Or don't.
It depends. Is it MA or triple X rated?
Wow.
Wow. But no, it's
Like
not
your-
central.
Owen Wilson.
Wow. Have you seen Owen Wilson cats? It's
No.
amazing.
No.
Go on to YouTube in your free time and type in Owen Wilson cats. It's amazing. Wow.
Don't stay on central.
Just don't stay in Albuquerque.
Did it involve
Like
bed
Albuquerque.
bugs? Those are real.
Yeah. Unless
Those
you're
are
paying
They are absolutely.
unless you're paying close to $200 a night for whatever hotel, motel room you're staying in, don't stay in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Or Santa Fe. How much? You remember when we stayed in Santa Fe?
Mm-hmm.
That was gross.
That was bad.
That was
That was
bad.
bad.
That was bad.
That was a
We slept on top of our
$49
jackets.
room. That was real bad.
Yeah, don't pay $49
Durango,
to
too.
stay.
We went
I just
stayed
do
in Durango for
Airbnb
that.
now.
That wasn't Durango.
Airbnb.
That's all I do.
That's what I've been wanting to do. But Durango at least wasn't as bad as Santa Fe.
Santa Fe was.
I mean, as long as you're staying 2 nights or more somewhere,
right?
Airbnb. Don't waste your money on a hotel room.
Santa Fe was a Motel 6, wasn't it?
Probably. And I did a Motel 6 in Kansas too, which I mean, it wasn't as bad, but it was
as bad.
Yeah.
When I was younger,
they took cash.
When I was younger, I moved to Oklahoma, and I had to stay in like one of those hotels that or motels that's a weekly stay motel because I just arrived there and I had like $500.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, and so I stayed in this weekly stay motel. I checked in and paid for a week. It was gross. Like I was starting to fall asleep in my bed, and I started to feel things crawling all over me.
Oh, the worst!
Swear to God, woke up, I'm covered in cockroaches.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
Yeah, it
the
was
worst
awful. I just
feeling
grabbed
ever.
all my stuff. I'm shaking out
I'm out.
cockroaches. Help.
Internal
Knocking on-
screaming.
They have like a little house there. I'm knocking on their house trying to get my money back. It was rough. That was my first experience in Oklahoma. By the way, Oklahoma's full of bugs.
Really?
Yeah.
my brother's living there
It's
now.
like moist. Huh? It's like humid
Yeah.
moist.
It's very
Someone
moist.
broke into my room while I was trying to sleep. The front desk gave them a key to my room. It
Oh,
was hella sketchy, and I was bent because it had a little with me. Yeah, it would be too. Horrible service.
yeah. Just stay in your car outside of city limits, like way far out of city
That's
limits.
worse. There's like Albuquerque murder rate's horrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible advice.
Okay, so don't stay in your car. Because I'm just
Just
now
go
remembering.
If you stay in your car, you're gonna get stolen.
you're gonna get stolen with your car.
They get stolen and then murdered and left in the desert.
They're just driving away, and you're like, "Wait, what's going on?"
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
great place to do some shopping. I mean, coming from Farmington,
But
if you
is
don't
it
like
though?
shopping online, online's
More?
definitely better. But
It's got
you know,
good Mexican restaurants.
there are
That's
some
true.
really good.
Yeah.
What's the one
We
I'm
like
thinking?
our Mexican food.
I don't know. There's some good ones though.
There are.
Have you guys been to Los Poblanos? So
Is that the one in like the forest? Like between
Yeah.
Rio Rancho? Yeah, that
Yeah,
one's good.
yeah,
That was
it's like it's a farm.
Yeah.
So they grow. What's that purple flower that they use in drinks and stuff now?
Is it organic?
Oh yeah, it is an organic farm. It absolutely is. So
Actually,
this farm
flowers are
this farm
organic.
is beautiful, and then Los Poblanos has a restaurant too. It also has a bread and breakfast, but the restaurant
Bread and breakfast?
bread and breakfast. Yep.
Awesome.
We have still
It's-
not received most extra vote.
We
We're
don't have
sad.
one job.
You've got
One
2
job.
weeks.
What
It's
is
been 2
this?
weeks.
That is
That's
the
our
most
most
extra
extra
trophy.
What does that go to?
We give that
Whoever
away
gets
every
the
week.
votes.
Whoever gets voted most extra.
Oh, out of the 2 of you.
No, out of anybody that watches the
Anybody
show.
that watches.
You can nominate anybody.
My wife got the last one. Who was it
Okay.
before that?
It was you.
Well, no, it was one in between.
Kyler Kirkland.
Kyler
We still have
Kirkland.
not sent him his
That's
prize.
up to you, dude. It's sitting right there. Kyler, if you're watching, I don't remember if you're getting the vanilla or
I
the
think it's
cranberry.
the pink one.
It's still right here. If you want it, you gotta harass this man. Gotta
He
keep
said he
your
sent
customers
his
happy,
address. I
dude.
don't remember this.
Gotta keep your customers happy.
So, do you have any recommendations for most extra this week?
I do, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Jason? You cannot
um,
nominate Alex again.
oh no,
She will
no,
kill
no,
both
no,
of
no,
us.
no. I'm thinking Matthew Romero.
Wow.
Special guest star.
It's a baby.
Hi.
Hi.
She's come to tell us time's up.
Time's up. Is there time up?
She's like, yeah, it's past 8.
Hi.
I need my daddy back.
What's up?
Hi.
I'm gonna go ahead and nominate Matthew Romero for.
Oh.
You know Matt?
Kind of.
Yeah, Matthew Romero, you're being nominated for most extra. Get those votes, and we will send you a bottle of
There's
hand
no prize
sanitizer.
this week.
There's no bottle.
No.
Oh,
He's just most extra.
here's your prize.
There you go.
Hey.
Hey.
All right, guys.
Hi.
Thank you for watching the show. Thank you, Alan, for coming on.
Thanks
the
for
show.
having me, guys.
As always, we'll upload this to YouTube. Please
Give me my
like,
money.
share, and subscribe.
Tell your friends. Tell them to come watch us. If you think there's a way we could be more entertaining, let us know. We're open to suggestions. Otherwise, we'll just keep bantering.
More ties.
More ties.
More ties.
More
Yes.
ties. I do need to increase my collection because I think I've worn this one at least 3 shows in a row now.
Jesus. All right, guys. That's it for us tonight.
You gonna push the button?
I'm going to push the button. If I can find the button.
Thank you all so much for watching. We will catch you next week.
Are you done?
I am done. Push
Okay.
the button.